This week's scenario is Extraction from the 2016 Steamroller package. This scenario does consist of the Killbox Artifice and has 2 flags, which can be controlled for 1 CP or dominated for 1 CP, and the enemy objective can be destroyed for 1 CP. Victory conditions consist of 5 control points or caster assassination.
Hey everybody, this is Solus. So this week I am playing Fyanna, Torment of Everblight, our new Legion Warlock, and I haven't quite figured her out yet, so I just threw a bunch of stuff together that figured might be interesting, so we'll see how it goes.
Pokey here, and I'm bringing out Lord Tyrant Zaadesh. Kind of a beast-heavy battle group, but looking at it over his spells, I thought he kind of needed that. But I also didn't want to overlook any of his units, so I did give him 1 min beast handler unit and a unit of Keltarii, plus the Willbreaker with Tough on a stick. Alright, I think I won the roll and I opted to go first. Yeah, no, I don't know. Either way, I'm setting up first. And so, after the minor earthquake there, the way the table is set up, I'm actually going to field somewhat in the center of the field. You know, that way I can hopefully get some stuff to my flag, or to the flag that's to the lower end, and protect my objective. The water with rush up doesn't bother me too much, but it does kind of bother me the fact that he has a lot of winged beasts.
So as far as my deployment goes, I go more or less balanced, I guess is the best way to describe it. Heavy on each flank, and a Neraph on each flank, and then try and find a place to put the Seraph. Wings everywhere, which is always the the challenge. Not really going in with a huge amount of a plan here, but you know, I am fast enough, I think, that I can pretty much react to whatever my opponent does. So, and then as far as advanced deployment goes, I just try and stretch them out, stretch out the scouts as much as I can. And pretty much have them split in half. 4 on one side, 4 on the other, or 4 on one flank, 4 on the other flank. And that way they'll be a little bit more or less able to react to whatever my opponent is doing. So more or less a balanced deployment, at least in my opinion.
Alright, turn 1. My overall plan for turn 1 is just to get pretty much into place. I kind of ended up placing the Keltarii a little far out for the Inviolable Resolve. So, to help with that, I went ahead and had them run up. I was hoping that their Blade Shield ability, or Blade something, against ranged weaponry would help them out. And then Inviolable Resolve would also assist with the armor bonus. So now, after they ran, he advanced. He put up Inviolable Resolve. He also put up Battle Charge, I believe, and then cast Rush. The idea was that hopefully I was too far away for him to be able to shoot me turn 1. So then I activate the Shaman, who then puts Rush up on one of the Titans. He then charges, that's why he has 3. The Sentry then tramples to get himself forward. No, he runs forward. Both sentries end up running forward. Then the Cannoneer with Rush on him advances. I'm hoping for a decent drift. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. Then the Sentry, it advances up to get in the way to work with Shield Guard. And then the Gobbers move up. They put out a smoke effect. But then I realized, wait a minute, he has Eyeless Sight. He doesn't care about that. So everything else just pretty much advances, and that's the turn.
So going into turn 1, not too much of a plan right now, unfortunately. Just going to try and whittle down the Keltarii, because they can possibly be a bit of a pain. I think I forgot that they had the defensive spell on them, so but in all honesty, I didn't have a whole lot of other things to shoot, so might as well shoot them. Yeah. They're going to be fairly hard to kill. I mean, needing, I think, 9s to hit, and 8s to kill, 7s to kill, something like that. So, killing is on average dice. The hitting is not so much. So, I think I did a grand total of nothing. And then they got their reform back. Mainly just trying to keep them spread out enough so that blasts won't necessarily hurt them as much. I can put Iron Flesh on them if I want to, but I'm not sure that I really want to. So, and I'm still getting used to this new edition, so I forgot the apparition move on my Seraph. Not a huge deal. It's whatever. It's not going to get a whole lot of work done right now. So the Seraph just goes, puts up Slipstream, and moves up Fyanna, or moves up and then Slipstreams Fyanna. So a lot of this turn is basically just positioning and trying to figure out where I think my opponent is going to be putting stuff. So, it's your typical turn 1. Establish your position and go from there. So I do end up putting Iron Flesh on the Striders, and I think I put Admonition on Zuriel. There's no real reason to have up Fury right now, so I go with I put up the Cloud with the Gobbers. I don't bother putting down the AoE because I don't think it's going to be that much of a big deal. We know where it is. And pretty much Cloud up on Fyanna, and everything just sort of moves up a little bit.
Alright, so I took some pretty decent casualties on the Keltarii. They weren't as resilient as I thought they'd be, but that's fine. That's fine. It's still early. They still have, some distances they can get to. I'm hoping that with their initial charge plus the reach, they will be able to engage, charge some of those Striders, something. I don't know, whatever they are. So now I'm asking about what has reach, and what's all scary, and the speed of things. So activate the Shaman. He ends up putting Rush up, and then the one Sentry advances, and it puts up its Animus of Ornery, just in the off chance that something of his comes through and decides to hit it. I can hit it back. It did upkeep Inviolable Resolve and Battle Charge. The hope was that if he was to come in close enough, that I would have something that would be able to deal with him, or something that would be able to hopefully put a swing on him first. And now I'm taking the Keltarii. They're activating next. I am giving them the press forward / charge order. And then the rest are going to run up. I think I got two that were able, well, one or two that were able to charge and make the distance. And then, so just making sure everybody's in command. No, I'm sorry, I didn't charge, I ran. Ah! Silly me. So yeah, so I ran up. The sentry then moved around the puddle, put up his own animus. The thought process was I was going to get the sentry back there to contest the flag. At armor 21, it's a pretty big beat stick. It's a pretty big brick that can take quite a hit. So the Cannoneer had rush up on it, and so I saw an opportunity to potentially hit his caster, who is sitting with no fury. So I put up the animus, and I think I needed to roll like a 14 on the dice, which was yes, it's a little high, but you know, if I could connect, it'd be a good one. It would be good. So unfortunately, I missed. It drifted, and it hit the two in the back. So I'm like, well, it's POW 8 now back there, so might as well go ahead and just boost damage, because you know, if I can get rid of supports, solos, why the hell not? So I was able to kill, I think, the Succubus, and I was actually able to put some pretty decent hurt onto the whatever the chick on the Hellion thing. And then I forgot the one Keltarii who was hanging back, so Solus was nice enough to allow me to just run him forward. I mean, he was running. He didn't run the full 12. He could have, you know, maneuvered around whatever was there to get to where he needed to be. And now the Gobbers, because I realized that they aren't going to be able to do much for me in this game, I decided to run them forward. I figured, why not? They can be, speed bumps for the game. Then the Beast Handlers activate. They advance up. They help me with some of my Fury issues. And then I take Zaadesh up. And then I was looking through, and I think I was looking through his spell list, trying to figure out what to do. And I wanted to put up the Burning Ash ability, because I figured if he was going to come in at me, I wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to be able to, I mean, he was going to be a minus to hit me. So I kind of placed him. I thought I placed him at that one location, but I was like, nah, that's not the right place. And so I moved him over, hoping to help hide the sentry and, you know, shield some of the Keltarii.
Alright, turn 2. He was very mean and killed my Succubus, so I actually have to spend Fury to upkeep spells. Or, well, more Fury than I was intending to. This is very sad. So, I don't really worry about Iron Flesh on the Striders. They are fairly well jammed up. I mean, I can unjam them if I want to, but I mean, it's not huge. It's not a huge deal. Trying to shoot the Keltarii again. Mainly just to have something to do with the Striders. I can't really get around and get to the Paingivers or any of the important solos. So, we'll try and shoot some stuff, try and hit some stuff in the face, and see where we go from there. So, don't do a whole lot. Punchy doesn't do anything either, so not terribly worried about it. Trying to figure out how to reform things so they get out of the way. And a lot of the problem was the way I reformed my first turn, I sort of blocked in Fyanna. Not a huge deal, but, as far as that goes, it's just a, housekeeping sort of thing. So, go with the Neraph. Neraphs, I actually don't mind them with Fyanna. I think they're fairly decent. And I like the overtake beatback thing that they can do. So, plus sprint is always nice. We like sprinting. Sprinting is good. So, it basically just goes up, clears out a path, and ends up pretty much back where it was. Because they're very, very useful that way. So, I go ahead and run the Spell Martyr, mainly because I want to give this a try. In reality, it's probably not the best tactical move, but I want to try it. I so rarely get to play casters that have things like Gallows, that, I new, whatchamacallit, new experiences and whatnot. So, I go up with Zuriel. Zuriel still has Admonition on him, and I boost a shot into that Keltarii there, because he's in my way. And clear him out of the way, which is always nice. So, trying to figure out where my Seraph can go so that I can get within 2 inches of Proteus and Slipstream. So he just sort of slipstreams, walks over, walks back, doesn't do anything else, and then Proteus moves up 2 inches because Slipstream is still good. Yeah. Fyanna goes. I throw a Gallows at the Bronzeback there, or not the Bronzeback. I'm so used to saying Bronzeback because, well, that's all I used to ever see. What is that, a Sentry? I don't know, the one with the pokey stick. So yeah, and then I pop my feet and put Fury on Proteus and sit on no transfers. No, say that again. I'm sitting on nothing. No transfers, just super high defense and whatnot. So, I go ahead and activate Proteus. Proteus is super good. Walks is 5 inches. I am barely within 9 inches so that I can walk and hit the Sentry with the tentacles. You can't countercharge because, well, he's engaged. And I don't roll super amazingly. Unfortunately. I figured if he could walk up with the, 3 initial attacks and 4 bot attacks, 7 attacks, I figured probably should be able to kill the Sentry, but I leave it alive, which is not great. I still have my feet, but the problem is I can't cycle Fury off of him, so he's only going to be defense 14, 13, something like that, which could be a problem. So, beyond that, don't have a whole lot of other things to do. My Hellion goes up, just sort of shimmies over. I drop a cloud, so that Fyanna is actually in the cloud, and base to base with the objective, and that is my turn.
Turn 3. Okay, wow. Whew. That Sentry took a beating up there. I didn't even think I was going to survive. But now I'm trying to see if I can't get another shot off on his caster. And it looks like I should be able to get line of sight there. So I figure first things first. Let's go ahead and do my upkeeps. I did not upkeep Battle Charge, which I think was a mistake in the end. I did activate the Swamp Gobbers. Figured they might be able to do something and have them go hold a flag. So then I activate the Willbreaker. He puts up Puppet Master up on the Sentry, the Cannoneer, I mean. The Cannoneer then puts up his Animus of Far Strike. He then boosts it to hits. And I think I still ended up missing, and it drifted way off. Way off. Something ridiculous off, like 6 inches or something like that. I mean, it was crazy. So yeah, so I ended up clipping some people and ended up just boosting some damage on the, I think on the Hellion person. And then whoever else I could hit with it. I didn't boost anybody else, just the one. I didn't figure it'd be do too much to the beast, so I didn't even bother with that. Now I'm trying to figure out where my feat is going to take effect. And see what I can potentially get myself into. Because now it's all about trying to get line of sight and you know what I can, you know, hopefully potentially do this turn. Unfortunately, I guess needing 14s or 15s or whatever it was I needed, there might have been a 13, I don't know, was not in my grasp. But he does have admonition up on the character beast there, so that means that whatever I charge in at it, it may or may not end up being there when I end my movement. So I got to figure out how to potentially trap it into trap it back there so it doesn't move when I actually get something to charge it. So big turn. I know I'm going to be popping my feet this turn because the ability to give +2 map, +2 strength is pretty good. I know I got to heal the Sentry because he's missing an aspect, and I've got to put Rush up on him. Or no, I don't have to put Rush up on him, but I got to put Rush up on the other Sentry and potentially the Brute. So now the Beast Handler's the Gladiator activated. He put up Rush on the one Sentry, and then the Beast Handler's activated, and they ended up doing their thing, conditioning and all the other happy stuff. And then Zaadesh activated. He healed the Sentry for a point. He put Rush up on the Brute, and he's sitting on 2. And I didn't have to move to the side of the objective I did. The only reason I moved to where I was moving to was to try to get more of the little bow and arrow guys in under my feet. I was being a little on the greedy side. There you see right there, I was being greedy on where I can place people. Unfortunately, the guy wasn't. The guy that was up next to the building, not in the feed at all. So, I didn't realize everything got to move if I missed things. So, things on his side were moving around. But it's okay though, because, I still get a reposition. And the hope is that the reposition is going to be able to do something for me to hopefully trap people. So the attacks were made, and then I get my reposition 3, which locked in the infantry. I then went to move the guys up, but then I was like, wait a minute, nope, because if I miss the Cthulhu guy, Proteus, then he is actually going to get away, and I need my Sentry to kill him. So that's when I was trying to figure out where to push the Sentry. I put the proxy base down. Unfortunately, it's kind of a weird thing. I hadn't activated the Sentry yet, but I kind of sort of did, but I didn't. So it's kind of a nice part for Solus to allow me to reposition the Keltarii back to a position where I could trap in Proteus, and then, you know, after I'd already adjusted the Sentry, even though I didn't really activate him yet. So the Sentry then clears the flag, puts up its own Animus of Ornery, and is sitting on like 5 boxes or 4 boxes. It's sitting on something low. Just barely functional. Then the other Sentry activates, it moves forward. It has 3 base attacks, so it boosts the 1 attack. It boosts its 2nd attack. And it misses. But I don't think he got far enough away, so I bought Ornery. So if he decides to move in, I will be able to... if he comes in to hit me, I can hit him back. Plus the defensive strike from the feat as it is. So I take the Brute. Brute moves in, and Solus moves the direction I was hoping I didn't think about him moving. I actually didn't think about him moving that direction. So now I'm like, uh-oh, this is not good for me. My caster's sitting pretty much out in the open with only 2 transfers. Not good. So I do my best to hit those little guys. I'm boosting it to hits, doing my business, and I score control points. Hooray for me.
Alright, going into turn 3. Striders got hit kind of hard, and Proteus died, which is very, very sad. If only he'd managed to kill that 1 Sentry. 7 attacks, leave it alive, dice -2 with Fury. Sure. So I see a way to possibly get an assassination here, but it is going to require me to do some janky stuff, because everybody knows I love doing janky stuff. So, I actually remember to do the apparition move with the Seraph. I don't remember if I did it last turn or not. I might have, I think I did, possibly, I'm going to go with I think I did. Anyway, so the Brute is in my way, and I've got a problem with a couple of Keltarii in my way as well. So, yeah, I don't bother upkeeping anything, because, well, I used Admonition my last turn, and Fury was on Proteus, who died. So, I go ahead with the Neraph on my right flank, who walks up and headbutts the Brute, because then it can't, it doesn't have a melee range or anything like that, so I can do some things, and then I go with the other Neraph, who did such stellar work last turn, and we'll go with second verse, same as the first. It walks up and tries to kill a bunch of the Keltarii, just to get them out of the way. You know, they're annoying and blocking me in, and they might get some free strikes and whatnot, and all that good stuff. So, go, you know, walks over and sprints over, does all those things, kills a couple of Keltarii, sprints back to position. It's just clearing infantry for me. And I think that's not a bad use for it. So, go with shooting. I kill the one that's stun engaged with the Striders, and then I just reform out of the way. I'm not really worried about leaving that one guy out of formation there. So, Fyanna goes and actually makes an attack. because it's amusing, and she puts Fury on Zuriel. Then, I really wish she had Sprint or something like that. Just to, I mean, I can overtake, but, I mean, I don't know. So, Hellion walks over just to get the free charges off, and sprays. Doesn't do anything. So, walk the Seraph over. I don't need the slipstream, so I'm just going to use its 3 Fury to boost attacks. I get 3 shots, which is great. Missed the first one, hit the second one. I think, hitting flared. I do some damage to him. I think he just takes it, or shuffles it off or something like that. The main thing is I'm not expecting a whole lot of damage out of it. The main thing is I'm looking at flare, because Zuriel being mat 8, needing 5s I think is better than needing 7s, even though 7s is still the average on 3 on 2 dice. But I missed my charge attack. So that's fun. But, I mean, I can buy 4 more attacks, and I do a lot of damage. I think it's dice plus 2 on the damage rolls and whatnot. I was okay with how I played the game. I'm still going to have to play a couple more games with her to figure out, her optimal build. Not quite sold on the Striders, and I'm not quite sold on Zuriel. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
First and foremost, read the card. Read the abilities. For the life of me, I thought his sacrificial ability was to do anything. He could transfer shots, he can transfer magic attacks, he can transfer any damage sent to him. I thought that could be done with that. I completely skipped right over the word ranged. Completely skipped over it. So if I would have read that, I probably would have sack-pawned the big shot from the Seraph or whatever that thing is that you're shooting me, and that way I would have hopefully had more potential for protection. Then if I would have also kept up battle charged, well, I would have had 1 less transfer, but hopefully I would have had enough to countercharge his beast to potentially do some damage to it and knock out an aspect, because I was still under my feet of +2 mat and +2 strength. So yes, read the card completely. Don't just peruse it, think you know what you're reading. Read the card. Thanks again. It was a great game. It's been a while since I've played Solus, so yeah, it was a really good game. I enjoyed myself, and thanks for watching.